So you were saying the serve, you're practicing the serve first?
No, no, no. You practice to be consistent because the main thing about handball is to be able to get it back on the wall, forcing your opponent back so that you could move in and capitalize on his mistake. If you can be consistent more than someone else, there's a more of a chance that you're going to not miss the ball. And eventually they'll miss because they're not going to be practicing like you are. You got to set simple goals for yourself. One of them should be to practice alone. You have to find a court. Everybody's playing here, but this court is empty. So you find yourself throwing the ball and catching it with the same hand. And you do that 10, 20 times from the short line, from the middle, where the hash mark is, and from the long line. You throw it, and you stand like this, and try to throw it till it comes back to you. And catch it with the same hand that you throw it. All right? The more you do that, the more consistent you will become. Consistency, that's the first thing. Practicing alone, you have to find a court where you can be by yourself. Since there's over 2,200 handball courts in New York City, I'm sure you can find one court to be alone at for about an hour by yourself. You have to be patient with yourself. If you're not patient, you're not going to get better. Of course, you're going to miss. When you throw it, you catch it. And if you don't throw it back to yourself like this, I'm catching it with the same hand, okay? But I'm not moving my feet. Do you notice that my feet are planted? See? My feet are always going to be like this because all you want to do is get your eyes and your hands to coordinate so that you see the ball clearly where every time you play this game. Now, not everyone is going to be able to do that because people, they're not patient. You have to be patient. Throw with the same hand. Catch it. Um, of course, at the beginning, it's going to be fun. It's going to be you challenging yourself. But as you get better or deeper into the game and you play people who are a little better than you, you're going to start becoming frustrated. You're going to miss an easy shot, which might cost you the game or cost you a great amount of points where you won't be able to come back from. You have to learn self-control. You cannot control your opponent if you cannot control yourself. Most players will hit this ball as hard as they can, thinking that that's the way they're going to force you to miss. Sometimes that works, but it's not going to work against a better player, a consistent player, a player who practices alone, a player who spends an hour on the court alone. Now, of course, you're not going to get into games with guys who are going to kill you. You have to get into games that it's closer to your level. Never turn away from any game because every game is a learning experience. If you have a guy that plays less than you, just play and practice your shots on this person. Don't put this person down because eventually you're going to see this person in a competition somewhere else. You don't want to make enemies in this game. You're here to not necessarily make friends, but to have people that you can play with anytime, any place without ever being upset with each other. A loss sometimes is a little difficult to take, but you have to lose to win. Practicing to be consistent is the first thing in this game. Carrying the ball in your hand, throwing it up against the wall. It could be a regular factory, building, it could be anything, a truck, anything. Throw it, catch it. Keep doing that, throw it, catch it. The more you do that, the more your eyes get used to your hands doing what you want. Um, of course, if you get into from a beginner stage, you're going to get into a mediocre stage. And if you want to improve, you have to do something else other than handball. Take time at home, do some push-ups, do them very slowly. The harder, the better. Do some sit-ups because your whole body be turning like this. It's like a Turk, like in a car. The body turns. If you get used to suddenly twisting because the stomach is not developed or you're too heavy, work on your sit-ups, work on your push-ups, do some stretching. You're always going to need stretching, always, no matter who you are. Watch the better players play. Sit down in the back if you're allowed to, and watch the better players like Tabo, Gio, Timbo, Taiwan, Kadeem. Watch these players, the way they set up their opponents to make a point. How do they do this? Can you do that? You know, if you're going to be missing, they're not going to play with you anymore. Try not to get into money games, especially when you're a beginner, because the money game causes anger amongst people, and you don't want to be somebody's ATM machine. Watch the old videos from the older players like Angel Marquez, Joe Durso, Reggie Langston, um, Wes Cancel, Pebble, Sal Diaz. Watch those guys play because in the time that they played, there was no such thing as an A card. There was no such thing as a B player. It was just open competition. So if you go to a tournament, you're going to find the best players there. Of course, you might not make past the first round. And if that happens to you, you can't get upset. You go home, you train. An hour every day would make you more consistent than those people who play just handball. Because just playing handball is not going to make it. You have to do something else.
A question: what's a good return?
Huh?
What's a good return when you're in the back? What's a good return?
Oh, what's a good return?
Yes, sir.
Well, if you're standing back there, most of the people that are serving to you will serve from the middle.
Mhm.
And if they're good players and if they're able to, they'll try to ace the ball, which comes very short, right over the short line at an angle, which means you have to run. That's going to be a little more difficult. The good players now will hit the ball up, causing you to move back. Best return, hit it to the top of the wall to get them out of their comfort zone. You have to get them out of this spot. They control everything here. All right? This is where you should always control the middle. All right? So if you are in the back, you have to hit the ball as high as you can. Don't hit it flat-handed too much because it'll just go out. Hit it with a little curve on your hand. If you watch my hand, this is flat hand.
Yes.
You don't want that. You hit the ball and twist your hand at the last moment or this way. So when the ball goes up, the ball is going to make that person there, your opponent, move over, giving you the opportunity to move to the front and control the game from the middle and the front. So as high as possible. Now, if you become consistent enough and you practice your up, what I showed you at the beginning, without letting it bounce, and the person is throwing you up in the air this way, if you're a right-hander, naturally, your best shot is going to be into that corner. That's an angle. And you have to try, if you're going to do that, you're going to have to try to kill it at that angle to get them way off the court. They're going to hit it right back to you, but you move up here because they can't bring it down the line. This is a blue ball. This is not a Spalding. This does not have a grip. So they'll be off the court. They hit it back to you. Where do you think you're going to hit it to?
To the right side.
No.
Back to the left.
Why?
Because he's sprinting back.
That's exactly correct. You're the only one that got that right. And I've asked that question to so many people, hundreds of people. Naturally, basic handball is off the court to the right, right?
Yes.
But don't you think that that guy knows you're going to hit it over here already?
Yes.
He's expecting it. So he's going to come flying out of that corner, right? And when he's coming out of that corner, it is very hard to stop and turn around. Very difficult. Not too many people on this earth can do that. Even if they were runners. I was on a running team for 12 years and I ran the 100 to 200 meters, right? And I was able to get up, stop, and go to the other side. But that takes too much time and energy from you. And if you're playing in a tournament, you gotta play at least 4 rounds to be in the money round. You don't want to have to do that, run all over the court. You have to be smarter than the next guy you're playing. So he's coming out of that corner like a rocket. You don't have to hit it hard. Like this. Not fly-handed, right? Then the ball will slowly go in that corner and he's flying past the ball. You can't stop. And the slower, the softer you do it, like Joe Durso, like Ruby Over, like Carl Over, the slower you do it, when they're coming out of there, the harder it's going to be for them to even get near it again. Question.
Lobs?
Lobs?
Yes.
A lob is always good. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, when you trick shots, like something that could, is
Well,
not standard.
a drop shot, I'm just checking my bag. A drop shot, if the ball is in the air and you're on the short line, what do most people do? They blast it, right? That's not going to work all the time. Look at Gio. Gio has the most incredible selection of weapons to his arsenal. He can do anything, that young man. That's one of the best players I've ever seen. His shot selection, his court IQ, everything about his game is phenomenal to me. I've been watching him since he was 15 years old. He used to play for Butcher High School. He was their first senior. Gio is a different type of player. You take him and compare him to Timbo. Timbo is the most consistent player. You can see that Timbo has trained. Timbo has experience. He's been everywhere. There's no need to hit that ball with all your might. He's placing that ball and he's rarely missing the ball. Hardly never. Okay? And that's what made him such an incredible player. That's why he was sponsored by Red Bull. That's why he went all over the country, out of the country, this young man, because he was consistent. Now imagine you adding consistency to your game and adding court IQ, right? Doing something they don't expect you to do. Like, if you have no choice, I don't recommend this to everybody, but if you're out here, he's over there, he served you all the way over here, and you go at that angle, right? And the ball goes flying that way, a lot of people will not hit it back to them. They think to the right. That's what they're going to think, to the right. They got them off the court, they're going to hit to the right. But imagine, if you hit it back to that corner and they're running this way, they're going to stand there all baffled, all confused. They're going to, what is that? I didn't expect that. I've done that thousands of times. All right? I had a guy that used to come here. His name was James Rivera. One of the most nicest human beings I've ever met. First. Second, he had a lot of power, a lot of strength. He played anybody. He was always in the gym. He was always working out. He's one of the young men that I brought into this game because he already had the talent, but he didn't have the experience in tournament play. So I started taking him and other guys to tournaments and stuff. But I played James Rivera a lot of times in the middle court there. He would always, all right, man, señor, ¿cómo está? ¿Todo bien? He would overhand. That guy would overhand, power that shot to the right from that corner. It was called the pop serve. He invented that. He mastered that shot. James Rivera, until his friend Superman, William Byers, came and he was the other master of the shot. Not too many people I've ever seen do it. I've seen Colleen do it a few times, Colleen Rosa. I've seen a couple of people, they do it by mistake. They don't do it consistently. See, James can do it 17, 18 times in a row.
Can you describe it? How it goes?
Well, he used to stand on the left side, go over the ball with power, put his hands like this, and at the last moment, turn his elbow in and flick his wrist. I don't see that hurts my shoulder to even do that. You see what I'm doing? All right. The ball will hit on this wall, in the middle of the wall, and there'll be a pop sound, like if a firecracker. It'll go pop, and then the ball will hit the gate over and over, and he wouldn't miss. When I played James, I did to him what he didn't expect. Exactly what I told you. Since I had so much experience in such a short time, because I was playing the best players, he would shove it across. I'd step in. I wouldn't let that ball hit the floor, and I'm down here trying to run for it because then the ball's already gone. So I'd step in and cross the ball this way. And as soon as I touched it, I'd go right to that corner. And where was James? Standing next to me? He couldn't return it. And I played James a lot. James was excellent, excellent player. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find him, James. If you ever hear this, me and Carlos have been searching for you. We've been missing you. You were a part of Trilogy, my club. We hope that they're okay. We haven't heard from you for almost 20 years, James. I just hope they're okay. Contact me if you can. Um, Next,
Next is tournaments. How you get ready for the tournaments?
you have to practice alone for a while. Yes, go out and find some games. Practice alone. Consistency, those simple things I just showed you. Handball players don't do that. They'll warm up for a few minutes and that's it. But when they're somewhere else, they're not doing that. So imagine, you became consistent and you became smarter at the game. I was losing a game one day to a man who had a double hook. A double hook, he was left-handed. He'll hit the ball up to the top of the wall or ace it with a lot of power. The ball go that way, spinning. When it hits the floor, I'm running that way. The ball comes this way at a 90-degree angle. Almost impossible. He was beating me 19-0. I was supposed to be one of the top players. I played everybody. So I took a timeout at 19 zip. I went to the gate. There was this gentleman, his name was Tom, an older guy. And he says, I've never seen you lose like that. Most of the time you're winning. Do you know why you're losing? And I said, because I can't read what he's doing. I've never seen it. He goes, do yourself a favor. When the ball's leaving his hand, start running. Don't let it bounce. I won 21-19. That was an impossible win. Buddy had me one time 16-4. He was about to win. I called timeout. I walked around and said my prayer. I just asked for God to help me to be normal. Because in those stress games like that, you start getting upset, impatient. You can't make the shots. I walked off the court, came back. I won the game 21-16 against Buddy. One of the, not one, the greatest player that has ever played this game, Buddy Grant. Yes, we do have some incredible players now, like Cabo and all the guys I've mentioned before, Khalid, Juan, Kadeem, and both. But it's not like Buddy. See, Buddy, he had to survive out here, and his job was his game. So you have to win to eat. I've never experienced that kind of thing, thank God, because I was always had a job. But there's a lot of people who take this game so hard that they don't. This is all they know. So they'll play you. They'll be here. Angel Marcus was total destruction on the court. Angel Marquez would try to zip you and scare other people that are watching not to play you. Not to play him anymore. He zipped a lot of people. All right. I've never beaten Angel Marquez. I've come close a couple of times, but didn't have enough experience. And then Spalding Pinkball started to die out around 87. I played other guys. I played guys that have beaten them and beaten them, but I needed more time. What's up? We're gonna do that interview. Okay. I played so many people, thousands of games, thousands, and I would always listen to the older people when they would give me advice. I'd stop whatever I was doing because who know better than them? They older than me and they still were playing. All right. This game is once you reach a certain level, this game can be extremely grueling on your body, especially if you want to win. And if you're an emotional person, don't play this game because you will lose. Excuse me. Find somebody that will beat you on one day or another day. Nobody can be undefeated forever. Conditioning is a factor. I would recommend those of you who pass the beginner stage, the mediocre stage, and you're intermediate, which means that you can compete. I suggest you go out and you do some mileage, you do some jogging, get yourself a good pair of running shoes. You don't have to race. All you have to do is put on two suits, go out there and do a couple of miles. I guarantee you, your cardiovascular, no matter how much they make you run, you're not going to feel that. And that's very important. Your conditioning, your push-ups, your sit-ups, your stretching. If you jump rope 5 minutes. You don't need more than 5 minutes. The coaching for 40 years, I provided 14 championship teams. Each team had about 15 kids on it for handball. And in track and field, I've coached 4 championship teams at 55 kids per team. That's a lot of time, a lot of work dedicated to this sport. And like I said, if you want to get better in this game, you come to my practice, which is free. I coach adults for free. If you want to be at a high level competition type thing, then you got some work to do. You're going to have to work at it. No one is exempt from being in condition. You could play somebody young or older than you, and they'll beat you because they're smarter, because they don't want to run. So they're going to make you run. Can you deal with it? I could give you a test right now. I'll tell you to run one time around that track, and I guarantee you're not going to break 60 seconds. I guarantee you. Average human being, 65 to 70. If you train, maybe you 62. But if you're a competitor, that's going to take a couple of years. In track and field, if somebody beats you by 1 second, that's about 10 yards. I'm not getting this one. It's about 10 yards per second, about almost the size of a car length. So, and to improve in track, there's a lot of work to do. So we're not talking about track, we're talking about handball. But you're going to need to job to get better at this game because you're going to need to run in this game sooner or later. If you have 20 points, best match point, and your opponent has 20, somebody's going to get that last point, right? Somebody's going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever has the best mindset. At 20 up, it is one of the most stressful things, especially if uh, if if it's to go to the finals. If you're in the last four and you want to go to the finals, it's 20 up. You got to get that point somehow. What are you going to do? You're going to throw yourself. You're going to bleed. You're going to cry. You're going to get hurt. You got to get that last point. If you lose by 1 point, you're going to go home. You're going to be very upset with yourself. You'll be thinking, having racing thoughts about what should you have done different. Not every handball player is a good coach. Not every coach is a good player. The purpose of this video is to give you an idea about what it takes, not only for you to improve in your game, but to be able to show somebody how to play a little bit. Because you can't take them to the title if you've never been to the title. The title, that's a whole different mindset. Your conditioning has to be better than anyone else. You have to be ready to fight in this game. Like if it's a sword fight, a boxing match, a wrestling, you got to be ready to fight for your life on this sport. And you're not going to be the only one. There's a lot of people that have inside them, in their mind, that they have something to prove. So they want to go out there and they want to beat you in front of everybody so they can set the tone. But what if that person that they beat has taken everything out of them? Now they can't play in the final because their conditioning is poor. So how do you fix that? You prepare. You prepare by doing the jogging, the rope, push-ups, the sit-ups, the stretching. A couple of vitamins help too. You know, a
Mm.
couple of vitamins will help you. How you been, senor? How's everything? All right, thank God. It's nice to see you. You look good, man. Thank you, man. In this world, there are those who do and those who don't. Those who spectate and those who actually play. You have to decide what you want to do. If you see girls looking at you, you might hurt yourself. If you're not used to the women watching you and you hit a good shot, oh my God, that was a good shot. Did you see that flip he did? But he's not moving. Or somebody will come up to you, an older person like myself, and say, hey, I think you play fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, what kind of training do you do? What kind of work? You might stand there and go, I play handball. I'll just go and sit down and we'll talk to you because I know that you don't know. That was just a game that you just barely won. But if you train like Pablo does, like Timbo does, some of these guys, they train. I've been with them. I've seen what they do. Look at uh Juan, what is his name? Cesar Juan Carlos, the six-time karate champion. That man has an incredible regimen of training. I've seen it. Besides him being a gentleman, a nice guy, I admire that guy. He's training like I would train. And if you're not ready to train, if you're not ready to make those sacrifices, you'll just be a park player. And you know, if you're happy if you win one game, you know, that's
It's good.
good.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I hope that helps.
It does. It does. Everything helps.
Good.
Yes. Thank you.